Yay.
Uh-oh.
What? Come on. That's the whole point of doing the whole.
Oh, I think we're good.
What?
Well, we got a thumbs up.
Oh, we're live? Alright, let me go back.
Oh, I see something. There it is.
Alright, yes, I see it too. Okay, that's how the angle looks. It's a little different. I am him in with the dab. Okay, we're getting started. We're off to a good start already. Hey, what's up?
Hey, dreamer.
33. For those of you who don't know, Dreamer 33, that's someone who was born in 1933. That's why they got the 33 at the end. All right.
Beans in the chat. Beans in the chat.
Beans, okay. Beans. And now the only thing left is, are you going to do it?
Oh. Okay, this is for, it's a viewer request. He wanted me to yell this out for some reason. Sega! All right, there you go.
Singer?
Sega.
Oh, Sega.
Yeah,
Sega!
it's game related.
All right.
You know how in those old commercials was Sega back in the 90s? They'd have like a game trailer for Sonic or something like that. I used to get nightmares off of those trailers. Because at the end, it'd be like this cool trailer, and then at the end, some random guy would just yell out Sega really fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The only version I've heard is like the start of the Sega.
Yeah, that's the startup of the game. But in the commercials, they used to be like, Sega! Like, what?
I got to look that up. I haven't seen that one. But all right, let's jump into it. Let's start with our games of the week. Oh, let's do the intro.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, my name is G.
I'm Javon.
And this
is
Console Babble.
Yes. Crap, I was looking at the other camera.
What camera? Oh, this one?
It's all right.
All right. All right, now we do our games of the week. First game we got coming out is The Wreck. The Wreck is coming out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. It's also on the previous gen, on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And it is also on the Switch and PC. So there's pretty much not a console you can't play this game on. It does. The graphics don't look very intensive. This looks like it's running at like 3 frames per second.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. This is called The Wreck.
Almost like stop motion. Well, except for that. That doesn't look slow.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. You tell them about our next game. Oh, by the way, this is coming out March 14th. So just a few more days here.
Okay. I'd like to point out a disclaimer. Resident Evil 4 comes out March 24th.
Which is not this week.
I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem, which is going to be on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and that's it. So next gen only, or current gen, whatever. March 15th, be there or be square.
Oh, this one of those like top down. This looks like a lot of the PC games we look at.
Yeah, like a Diablo or a Baldur's Gate.
This feels like it could have been on the previous gen.
Or Victor Vran, which is on the Switch. I got that game for like 99 cents from GameStop. It's amazing.
You already said the day it comes out?
March 15th.
All right. And then next up, we got The Dark Pictures Switchback. And this is coming out for the PlayStation VR 2.
Ooh.
Yep. This was not available on release, but it's close enough. This will be available March 16th. So I think the 14th is Tuesday. And then you got Wednesday with your game, Lords of Mayhem. And then Thursday. So you could get a new game every day this week if you got all these consoles.
And as far as that VR2 game, you should put that on your layaway list because I know you ain't got it.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, what is going on there?
Oh man.
All right, let's go ahead into the next game. Go ahead.
All right. So for the next one, we've got Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon. That's coming exclusively to the Switch on March 17th.
That's Friday. Now we're into Friday.
Yeah.
Every
payday.
day of the week.
That's when I pay my bills.
Then we got another game coming out Friday. Was that somebody with the Rock's tattoo?
That's his cousin, man. That's Roman Reigns.
Oh, really?
You don't watch wrestling?
Nah.
Me either.
You know that? The last time I watched wrestling, it was called WCW.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not even going to guess what that is, but
Oh, look, Logan Paul's in there.
he must be a guest feature.
No, he's a wrestler now. He's a wrestler.
He stopped boxing? Probably got knocked out too many times.
No, that's pretty cool. He's in there now. Hulk Hogan. Oh, so he still got all the classics. These are the guys that I know.
Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yep. Diamond Dallas Page. I didn't see him, but
it's an old piece of trash. That's what Stone Cold Steve Austin used to say.
You got to have Hulk Hogan in there. All right. Well, this is coming out also Friday. It's going to be available for the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S. It's also available for the previous gen if you still got those, the PS4, the Xbox One, and it's coming for PC. So you can grab that on Friday, March 17th.
That's right. And you get to play as Bad Bunny, the Latino singer. Or, is he a singer? He's a singer.
A rapper.
Something.
Yeah.
All we know is he's a bunny and he's bad.
All right, that's all our games for the week. Now let's jump into our first topic. Oh, you know what? Yes, our first topic. All right. Go ahead and rewind this to the beginning. I was getting my thumbnail off of here, so I have it. So go ahead, Javon. Tell them what happened here.
Oh, man. For all of you who 90s and 2000s babies, maybe even 2010s. I kind of doubt the 2010 area. But back in, what was it, like 2007, maybe? It was around the Halo 3 time. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 2007.
One of the most played games of all time was Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on the screen, Tenkaichi 4 is coming. That's right, you heard it here first, if you haven't already heard it.
You heard it here again.
This was announced shockingly, randomly at the end of the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour Finals, which was it's like a championship esports event for Dragon Ball FighterZ players. And they announced this at the end of that tournament as a surprise. Nobody knew. And I know for one, I've been anticipating a sequel for Tenkaichi 3 over 10 years ago. But the last game that came out was 16 years ago. So nobody expected this to be announced at all. If anything, we were expecting like Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, because FighterZ did really well.
Okay. Which is what the tournament was about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tenkaichi 4.
Or maybe a remaster or something like that. You said someone.
Yeah, like somebody, when they were first showing the trailer, they thought that they were going to release a collection, like a HD remaster of Tenkaichi 1 through 3. Because they recently had announced Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Okay.
From the first Ninja Storm to the most current one. And they were basically saying that they're releasing all of those as one game. So that was being released as a collection. So when we were first watching this trailer, some people assumed that they were just going to release a collection. Nobody thought that it was going to be the fourth entry to the game.
Yeah, and that's hard to keep a secret nowadays. Something always gets leaked. You at least know they're working on it, even if you don't get like screenshots or video clips. You at least have, nobody knew. They did a good job keeping this secret and actually genuinely surprising people.
Yeah, but I can't tell you guys. I know a lot of you out there that know this game and played it, have a lot of memories of high school or middle school whenever you played this game with your friends. It was kind of like another game that you'd play with your friends, kind of like Smash Brothers, but not as many.
Like a nice party game.
Yeah, not as many fighters, of course, because it was only 1v1. It wasn't like Smash Brothers. We could play up to 4 people. So, but yeah, I'm really excited for this. Xenoverse is cool, but nothing compares to Tenkaichi. Just hopefully we're wondering to see who's going to be developing the game, because I don't know if it's going to be the same team that developed it way back in 2007.
Oh, yeah.
So that waits to, be seen. But are any of you guys excited about Tenkaichi 4? I know I am.
They also said he had a game like this on PS2.
Yes.
Maybe he had 3 or 2 or
That's the last time this game was out on PlayStation 2. Dowsif.
Maybe he did have one of the previous entries.
Yeah, so this is amazing. I know a lot of you are probably screaming giddy with joy. We just can't hear you through the camera. If you could audibly type it in the chat,
yes,
we would appreciate that. But yeah, this is very exciting, and I'm looking forward to it whenever they announce any more stuff. I'm hoping that either they're gonna delve into it more either during E3 or like the Tokyo Game Show, but that'll be like way in September.
Okay.
But yeah, this was just a teaser. So
there's no release date or anything like that.
No. This was just like a teaser announcement. Yeah.
Okay. Dowsif said he enjoyed it, but it was hard for his 7-year-old brain to understand.
That makes sense. It makes sense. Plus, it was a 3D arena fighter, so it wasn't like a 2D like Street Fighter.
Like a side
left and right.
profile.
Yeah. So you had to navigate using like moving in a 3D space.
Okay.
Fighting somebody at a distance, and at the time it was kind of like a new battle system, somewhat, because Ninja Storm was the same way. Whereas like if you were player 2, you're on the other side of the screen, and whoever they decided to put closer to the other end of the TV, they kind of had the advantage in a way.
Yeah.
Whereas the person that was placed off to
they
the
have
far
to like
end,
walk towards the camera.
Well, yeah, they had to maneuver closer to kind of see their moves better.
Okay.
But yeah, it was an amazing game.
All right.
So we just wanted to let you guys know that. For those of you that didn't know, and you've been living under a rock or something, you just didn't. It just went by your head. Yes, Tenkaichi 4 is coming, and congratulations for holding out for so long. 16 years is a long time for a sequel. It's a long time for a sequel. But yeah, that's it, man. We just wanted to point that out, and we'll get right into the next topic.
Yes, let's go ahead. What is the next topic? Oh, yeah, Discord. We brought this up here and there a few times.
Yes.
And now it's finally out. And some people are disappointed because it's not available on the PS4. It just shows you what game you're playing. But the chat feature is not there. But if you have a PS5, then you can join a Discord voice chat. This update includes variable refresh rate for 1440p.
Oh, yeah.
And manually upload game captures to the PlayStation app. Now, this is a feature that I'm looking for because sometimes I capture the game footage, but then I don't know how to get it from the PlayStation to my laptop so I could edit the footage. Or even on my iPhone so I could edit the footage on my phone and maybe post it as a short or something like that. Once it's on the PlayStation, it's just on the PlayStation. What am I supposed to do with it? So having it on the app, hopefully that means I could open the app on my phone and then download it from there onto my phone. And then from there I could do whatever I want with it. Now it makes the clips more useful to me. Yeah. On the PlayStation 5.
Well, previously, before, from what I was experiencing, when you would have captures that went to the PlayStation app, it only did it from whatever you recently captured for like either 24 or 48 hours. It would be on the PlayStation app, and then after 2 days, it wasn't accessible. So now,
even if you didn't record anything new,
yeah,
it would just go after 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, of course, it would still be on your PlayStation.
Yeah.
But on the PlayStation app, it doesn't stay there forever. So with this update, being able to manually upload game captures to the PlayStation app now, it'll make it easier to just, go back to that capture that maybe you didn't get a chance to either upload to like your YouTube or something, or Twitch or whatever you're trying to upload it to. And then you can just go back and manually upload it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a nice little feature for anybody that likes to, take clips of their gameplay and you want to show off for your friends or whatever. Bragging rights, stuff like that.
My workaround before was to text it to somebody in the chat, like from the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like send the clip to someone. And then if I open the chat on my phone, there's the video clip there.
Yeah.
And then I could download that video clip from. So that was like the workaround.
Yeah.
But hopefully this will be a much more easier way of doing it without having to share the clip with somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as far as the Discord feature,
that's the main thing here.
Yes. We had one of our viewers, Mr. Beans himself, Dowsif. He was our test bed for testing Discord.
Oh, yeah. How did that go?
Player. It went pretty well. You know, we played Call of Duty Warzone.
Mm-hmm. So you were playing on the PlayStation 5?
Yes.
And Dowsif was playing on PC?
Yes. Now, being that it was my first time, I'm sitting here like, okay, how do I start this Discord thing? Because first it was saying you have to link your PlayStation account to Discord.
Yeah. Well, me and you use Discord pretty frequently.
Yeah.
So when I logged into Discord to add a topic, it asked me like, "Do you want to link your PlayStation account?" So I just went ahead and did that already.
Yeah, mine didn't do that.
Had you done that?
No, mine didn't do it the day that it dropped. Because
Okay.
I went into Discord, but it didn't work like that. Specifically, there was a link on the cross media bar that, you know, they had like a little, what do they call those things? The little square pages.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot what they call them. But anyway, they had a tab for like Discord on your cross media bar. You clicked on it, and then they popped up a big QR code on the screen. It was like, just scan this QR code, and then you can link your Discord to your PS5 or whatever.
Okay.
So that part was pretty seamless. But as far as starting a chat, I thought that it was going to be, once you did that, I thought it was going to be a native thing, but it's not a native app. What you have to do is you have to open Discord on your phone and then start the chat with who you want to start, you know, chatting with through Discord. And then you have to hit transfer to PlayStation. And then it transfers it either to your controller or your headset, however you have your, you know, audio input going out of the game. Okay. So that part I didn't like that so much, but I mean, it works. It was stable. There was no like cutting out of vocals as far as Beans let me know.
So it felt like being in a party chat.
Yeah.
Like within the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And when the game was loading, that didn't affect your audio. Or if you died, you could still talk to.
Yeah, it was basically like being in PlayStation party chat with a PC player.
Okay. That's great.
So yeah, it was good for that.
Now the next thing we need to test is the Discord chat between Xbox and PlayStation. It should work the same way then, right?
Yeah, you would think. Yeah. Yeah, because that was another thing that I would always have issues with. I would play with certain people on Xbox, like my son, for instance, and for some reason, those two systems never communicate well.
Yeah.
Jim Ryan.
Or
I know you have something to do with this.
Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna get to you later. But yeah, so I haven't tested between PS5 and Xbox yet, as far as Discord chat, but I imagine it will work just as well because it's through Discord and not through those two guys.
Okay.
But I'll probably test that this coming week and see how that works out. And then I will report my findings back to you guys.
Yes, we'll hear back from you next week if you guys don't get a chance to test it out yourselves by then.
Yeah.
But all right, that's the next update. Let's go ahead into our next topic, and that is Streets of Rage.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and let them know about this. This is just some DLC, right? It's not a new game.
Yeah. Well, the DLC already came out before. It was paid DLC. It was basically called Mr. X Nightmare DLC, which added a survival like arena mode, some new weapons, new playable characters, and new alternative moves that you could unlock. But now they're doing an update to that DLC where they're going to add new co-op moves.
The DLC for your DLC.
Yeah. And they're doing over 300 improvements to the game as far as balancing updates. The survival mode is going to have a new custom mode to where you can tailor how you want that survival mode to play out.
Nice.
So you can play your way.
And how much is this going to cost?
It is a free update. As long as you already have the Mr. X Nightmare DLC purchased, this update is going to be free for you. But if you don't have it, then basically you're just buying the Mr. X Nightmare DLC. and the update's still gonna be free with that. But yeah,
Okay, so if you're just buying it now, then you get that DLC plus all the 300 new things.
Yeah.
That they've added to this. Okay. All right, cool. Let's. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
Other than just, if you haven't played this game already, why? Play it, man. I mean, we have a statue of it in the back for a reason. This game's legit.
Which camera angle shows it?
None of them. Hold on.
It's not in my angle. Yeah, it's not at your angle either.
Technical difficulties.
All right, you go grab that, and I'll go into the next topic,
All right, yeah, you go ahead.
and we'll bounce back to Streets of Rage. All right. Oh yeah.
Everything.
Starfield. There we go. This game has been delayed and highly anticipated for a long time. We finally got a launch date announcement. I think it was supposed to be released when? Do you remember the original release date?
Sometime in June, I think.
And now it's been it was delayed, and now they announced again that it's finally coming out, because they kind of went dark for a while. We didn't hear anything from them.
Which camera are we on?
You can do yours.
Yeah, do your camera. Get out of my shot.
Yeah. Oh wait, let me go big.
All right, there we go.
Down a little bit.
Streets of Rage. I think we may have shown off the statue once before.
In our early days.
Yeah, bring it down a little bit.
No, that's good.
There you go. There you go. That's good. That's good.
All right, that's all you get to see. Stop.
All right. Got the special edition. All right. Hey guys, while you're on here, go ahead and hit the like button. That'll help us out a lot.
Oh yeah, we never say that.
Maybe we'll get some. We usually wait till the end, but I mean, just go ahead and like it now, and then maybe we'll get a couple of strangers.
Yeah, man, get those likes up, guys. Support us, man.
All right, now
It doesn't cost anything to hit that.
here we
that
go.
like button.
September 6th, 2023. So that's your new release date. If you're looking forward to this game, then there you go. You got a date finally. Like I said, they went dark for a while. We didn't hear anything from them. And looks like they got the ball rolling. We're starting to see. Oh, what's this?
Oh, Todd Howard.
Oh,
He's probably talking about the launch date.
okay. I didn't get
Probably
this.
like, sorry guys, we delayed it for the third time. We keep letting you down. Xbox is burning.
But we're working on making it the best experience. Yeah, to me, delays are a good thing.
Back behind us here, we have the coffee break room.
They also said that game is never coming out.
It seems like it, doesn't it, Dowsif?
Just
it
like,
really seems like
you know
it.
what game is never coming out?
What?
The day before.
Yeah. That's very true. Somehow we jab that in there every episode.
And you know what else? What other game is never coming out? Go ahead to our next topic.
Oh man, a segue.
Yeah, clean segue. Warner Brothers delays Suicide Squad game again to add more polish.
Oh man, you gotta know that this was definitely in response.
What was that quote? It said, "You can't polish a turd."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. This was in response to the PlayStation Showcase. I guarantee it.
it is. Yeah,
Because there was huge backlash as far as how the game looks as far as how it plays.
yeah, because they announced this game a few years ago.
Yeah.
And then they did the same thing as Starfield. They kind of went dark for a while. And then a lot of people were like, what's going on with this game? It looked really cool. We want more info. And then they had like the teaser trailer. I think at one of the State of Plays, somewhere they announced it.
Yeah.
Where they showed that Kevin Conroy was going to be Batman.
Yeah, they just kept basically showing like little snippets
Cinematic
here
trailers.
and there.
Then we finally got a gameplay trailers with like video game weak spots on everything, including like helicopters and tanks. There's just
Yeah.
like purple blobs you're supposed to shoot at. Anyway, yeah, it wasn't well received. And so now they're like, okay, we're going to work on it. Like, what are you guys going to do? Like, this was about to come out really soon, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like almost like a day before situation. I hate to say it, but it really was. It was like, oh yeah, game's about to come out
Real soon.
Wait a minute, they don't like it. Let's delay this.
There's a calendar app called Suicide Squad. We'll figure that out and we'll be right back.
Yeah, so,
anyway, this is getting delayed. Who knows? Maybe they'll come back with something better. It seems like a lot of work and a lot of money to like recreate the entire gameplay mechanic.
I don't.
How are they gonna fix it?
I don't think they're gonna do that.
What are they gonna do?
Because they would have to delay it significantly to change.
It'd have to be like years of delay.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, when I looked at it, to me, it didn't look appealing. It looked like the same kind of stuff being done, just with a different skin. As far as like Anthem, then there's that other game is Capcom's coming out with called Exo Primal.
Yeah,
it's kind of like and Avengers, like, hey, let's throw all these people in the game that other people might be interested in or might like and want to play as, but it doesn't really seem like you're doing, I guess, most of their movesets that they would typically do in their comic books.
The boomerang, you use like the boomerang to teleport, and it seems like they had a gameplay mechanic and then they later on attached a character to it.
Well, it just looks like a looter shooter to me. Like, you know, everybody's using guns, which I wouldn't expect King Shark to use a gun.
Yeah.
Or the boomerang guy.
Right.
I would expect him to just use the boomerang.
That's what I mean. They all have like a shooting mechanic.
Yeah.
But then they like, oh, well, this person is doing like, they have the gameplay. It's kind of like it's just basically a skin.
Yeah.
Like a different skin over the same thing.
Yeah.
They're all shooting. They're all flying around. Like even Deadshot.
Yeah, well, Deadshot's the only one that's like...
But he's like flying. Why is he flying?
Because he's got a jetpack.
Exactly.
Which, I mean, he does have that in the comic book.
Okay.
With his little kit of stuff that he
What's
has.
the name? It also says Sunset Overdrive. Similar gameplay.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, and even like Harley Quinn and the rest of them that don't have the jetpack, like Deadshot, they're basically like swinging around like Spider-Man.
Right.
But I'm like...
Yeah, Harley Quinn. Yeah, she's just like swinging around on some kind of rope.
She's got like a drone that like flies around her, and she'll just like tether to the drone and swing like she's, you know, Spider-Gwen or something. I don't know. To me, it just doesn't look appealing. And that's why like I never bought into Anthem or Marvel's Avengers or any of those games that are like those games as a service.
But with the Marvel's Avengers, I haven't played the game, but it looked interesting to me. Like when I saw it, I wanted to play it because the Hulk played like the Hulk. He was like smashing things. Thor played like Thor. You know, he was fighting, but he's using his hammer a lot. You could recall the hammer. Captain America used his shield. So they all look like they had movesets that were tailored to that character.
Yeah.
Not that they already had a set of moves and then they figured out how to tack on the character to those moves.
Yeah, it wasn't
later.
like they threw guns in everybody's hands.
Right.
Like Thor just put his...
Or like Captain America just throws like
side.
infinite shields.
Yeah.
Like shield bullets.
But no, Marvel's Avengers definitely, it did look interesting from the onset. Just like, Suicide Squad did from the beginning. But once you saw the
actual gameplay.
The gameplay, like, as far as Marvel's Avengers, the story mode looked great. And from what I've heard from people that have played it, the story mode was entertaining. But it was that actual aspect of playing with your friends where you're playing like in the little areas where you're fighting waves of enemies and stuff like that. It just looked so repetitive and people were saying it got boring over time.
Okay.
And
it's just like a grind thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, but I mean, that's not to say that the game's going to be bad. That might, for people that enjoy that type of game.
Right.
Not saying that you shouldn't play it.
Because the other games that you mentioned that they sold okay. Anthem, stuff like that. Crackdown, I think it's another one I heard it compared to.
Well, I don't think Anthem sold okay.
What about Crackdown?
The older ones.
Yeah. I guess that tells you something.
Yeah.
Thor whips out a gat.
It's basically like getting the Fortnite treatment.
He shoots the bullets and then he calls the bullets back and, and reloads his gun.
I'm telling you, it's like the Fortnite treatment.
Yeah.
They take our favorite characters from anime IPs and stuff.
Yeah, that's actually a really good example.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you get to play as Naruto with an AK-47. Yeah. Like, what? Naruto doesn't use that.
And a parachute.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, that's basically what they did with this game. That's actually a really good parallel. Like the Fortnite, they're all going to do the same thing. They all have a parachute they're going to come down with.
Yeah,
and then they're going to pull out some kind of axe to mine materials with, and each one looks different. So it looks like, oh, this is made for this character, but really they're all doing the same thing. That's what this looks like. That's what the Shark, Boomerang, Deadshot, Harley Quinn. It's like they built the gameplay mechanics and then they attached a character to it later, and they're like, for some reason, like, is Harley Quinn known for being high tech? Why does she have drones? You know,
Yeah.
but they just like, it was an afterthought. The boomerang was just a boomerang. Now all of a sudden it makes him like teleport, and
Yeah, they're saying he has some like kind of tech on his wrist that allows him to like
go to where
teleport to the
boomerang is.
boomerang. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm
they
like,
just did
what?
that as an
Final
excuse.
Fantasy 15. That's what Noctis was doing with his sword.
It's an afterthought. Like, they created the gameplay, then they attached a character to it.
Yeah.
Later, just like Fortnite.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've got a lot of work to do. I don't know what they plan on doing during this delay. Like, what exactly are they gonna fix? But I don't know. Maybe they'll come back with something and surprise us.
And hopefully it ends up being, enjoyable to the people that like these kinds of games. For me, these games are kind of played out, and I have no interest in them. But for that group of gamers that enjoy these games as a service, which I don't really know if there's really a lot of those people.
Mm-hmm. They're fixing the online thing also. Remember, I brought that up, that you have to be online even if you're playing solo.
Yeah.
So apparently they're gonna fix that, so you could just play offline if you're playing a solo match.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
But I wonder how like the solo gameplay will differ from like playing with friends.
Right.
Because I don't know. This is a game where, to me, I feel like you really wouldn't probably enjoy it playing it solo, especially if it's based off of like that whole team mechanic with playing with other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was watching a walkthrough of Dead Space 3, which was made to be like a co-op game.
Yeah.
But you can play it by yourself, and there's like a cutscene, and there's like two guys there, and he's like, "We need to figure out how to blah blah." He's like, "Okay," and then like the cutscene ends, and then you're just like by yourself.
Yeah.
Like when the cutscene started, you were by yourself, and all of a sudden this guy just appears out of nowhere. And then when the cutscene's over, you're suddenly by yourself again. I'm like, okay, so they didn't like create a different cutscene for playing solo. They're just like, nah, you're gonna play this, and we're gonna remind you that you don't have friends if you're playing this solo.
Well, I think with this one, is from what I've seen with the cutscenes, it's because it's different, like 3 different characters or 4 different characters, and the cutscenes includes all of them. So because they're running as a group,
Yeah.
So I don't think the cutscenes will be weird in that aspect, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much to say about the game.
All right, what's the tweet? What does the tweet say? Let's go to the next tab.
There's a tweet.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's the same thing as the title, but it's
from Jason Schreier of Bloomberg.
So I killed the Justice League. By the way, I think we're if we're not monetized anyway, but if we were monetized, I think they demonetize you if you say the word suicide.
Oh yeah,
That's why you ever see people say self-delete
yeah.
when they're talking about that topic. So the self-delete squad. Unalive the Justice League once again from May to later this year, according to a person familiar. You ever heard that as a source? How do you guys know that? Someone close.
Yeah.
Someone familiar with the matter.
I can't really reveal who that is. He actually works on the game.
It's actually a really good source.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like vague, You could just make something up. They're like, who's your source? Someone familiar to the matter.
It's my CI.
Yeah.
My confidential informant.
Here we go. Like you said, a game during a PlayStation stream last month was poorly received by fans.
Yeah.
So after fan backlash.
And I just felt like it was a waste of 15 minutes of a state of play. Like, I would have rather have seen them come out with like Spider-Man 2 or something like that.
And that was like the main thing for the state of play.
Yeah.
They're just like, this state of play's game is
it's gonna be focused on
like the
that
self-delete squad.
Self-delete squad, yeah. But yeah. Good luck to Rocksteady.
I can't believe these are the guys that gave us like
Arkham Knight and-
Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Arkham City is like one of my favorite games. I had such a good time with that game. And then now they're giving us this.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows you where certain studios are kind of looking as far as what can we
Monetization
do
and stuff.
What can we do to make money?
Yeah. Make good games. That's how you make money. Make good
Let's
games.
do a games as a service.
If you released a Arkham City remaster right now or remake, I would buy that way quicker than I would get this. Would you agree?
Yes.
Arkham City remake?
Yes, especially because I wouldn't get this game anyway.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead into our next topic. This was kind of funny. We got Microsoft.
Oh boy.
Now, you've heard over the few weeks, Microsoft saying, well, we got this deal. From the beginning, they're like, no, we're not going to be exclusive. We promise. And then PlayStation is like, nah, you're just saying that. But in the contract, it says 10 years. What about after the 10 years?
Yeah.
They're like, no, even after the 10 years, we'll just keep renewing and renewing. And then there's lots of interviews with Phil Spencer saying, there's nothing behind my back. There's no tricks. I'm going to keep renewing. As long as PlayStation exists, Call of Duty will be on Xbox. Then they're like, yeah, through Game Pass. They're like, no, not through Game Pass. It's just going to be on PlayStation and Xbox. Anyway.
And Nintendo.
Yeah. So they're like, nah, we're not signing nothing. We want you to put forever. They're like, you can't put the word forever in a contract. We'll do 10 years and we'll keep renewing every 10 years. Anyway, so now they already signed with Nintendo. They already signed with Nvidia with their GeForce for 10 years. Now it says they have a proposal to let Sony put Call of Duty on PlayStation Plus at the same time and for the same duration as Xbox Game Pass. And what did they say to that now? Every time they're like, nah, we don't trust you. Nah, you're up to something. So go ahead to the next tab.
Oh boy.
This is Jim Ryan's response to next tab. Jim Ryan says, I just want to block Microsoft Activision purchase. Well, the full quote was, let me see if they have the full quote down there. Doesn't care. There he goes. Sony's Jim Ryan doesn't care about a deal to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Instead, is solely focused on blocking Microsoft's purchase of Activision. So they're like, well, we'll make it so that it'll still be on PlayStation, and you could even put it on PlayStation Plus. He's like, listen, I don't care about the deals. I don't care what deal you come up with. You've come up with like all kinds of deals. I don't care about any of them. My mission is to block you from acquiring Activision. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
You could sign a 10-year, 20-year. You could even put forever in the contract.
The deal has Mr. Ryan shooketh.
Yeah.
And that's basically the long and short of it. He's like probably going to sleep just thinking about how else he could block this deal and just coming up with other ideas. And people are calling him, hey, you coming to the family reunion? No, I got to block this deal, man. I can't do it.
But then it backfires sometimes. Like now he has to reveal all his exclusives, all his exclusive deals.
Yeah, like what we covered last week with the topic about,
right.
Yeah, as far as who they're, paying under the table, to get those deals, those PlayStation exclusive bonuses for Call of Duty, which we're still getting.
Yeah. Well, also another weird thing, just a side note. Xbox is like signing y'all don't have Activision yet. Y'all are signing all kinds of contracts and deals as if you own y'all don't own anything. Just relax for a minute. Why are y'all signing? And why is Nintendo signing an agreement with Xbox that they're going to allow them? They don't even own Activision. How did they sign a contract already?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just like a promissory note. Like, hey, if we get Activision and everything goes through, then, we got you.
Then this applies.
Pinky promise, all that.
I guess so. I don't know legally how that works, how you're able to guarantee something that you don't own yet.
I don't know, man.
Like, now we're going to
Maybe it's like the law of surprise in The Witcher, where it's like, hey, when you have that child, and I call the law of surprise, you give me that child.
I don't understand that reference.
I don't have the child yet. You got to watch the show. I'm sorry. I know.
Hopefully you didn't spoil anything.
Get him up on the show.
All right. What website is this?
InsiderGaming.com.
Insider Gaming. Okay, we got another Insider Gaming article. Thank you, Mike Straw. Let's see. This next one is Grant Taylor Hill. All right, this is a follow-up on last week's topic. Now, we were all kinds of speculation about why 50 Cent posted the words Vice City or the screenshot Vice City. Everybody was like, oh, Grand Theft Auto. And I was saying, no, he's just doing a collab with Rockstar. It's none of the above. He's doing a TV show with Paramount Plus, and the TV show is called Vice City. And so he just grabbed an image from Grand Theft Auto, which one of the Grand Theft Auto games just happens to be called Vice City, and he used that to tease his new TV show. But I did say it wasn't a Grand Theft Auto game because he already has his own TV show, and he said this is bigger than Power, which Power is his TV show that he owns. So being like a guest in a video game is not bigger than having your own TV show.
Yeah.
So, I guess this show is going to be better or bigger. What is Power on?
That's a good question. Was it HBO Max?
No, it was like, what's that local network that like House of Pain comes on or whatever?
BET?
No, it's like a local channel. It's like PBS or something.
Nah.
What's the name of that channel? It's like a local channel.
I think it's on HBO Max.
Is it?
Yeah, because when I go on there, I be seeing like the Book of Power or whatever.
Book of Power.
Well, that's another part of the universe or the show or whatever. Yeah, I don't watch Power, so I don't really know.
Are you looking it up? Are you looking up Power?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why he said this is bigger than Power because it's on Stars. Stars is a big station. Anyway, it's with Paramount Plus. His new show is with Paramount Plus.
Hey, I am him. Are you still on the video? Because I know you might know what Power's on. Are you still there? Say something. Type something.
I'm giving up on you.
You know what? If I find out y'all jumping in here in the beginning and then jumping out, it's going to be some problems.
All right. Anyway, this is a Paramount Plus project. Has nothing to do with Grand Theft Auto. Has nothing to do with Rockstar. Has nothing to do with video games. This is just another TV show. But maybe he'll see all the excitement he caused and say, "Oh, maybe I should do another video game. Maybe I should jump back into the gaming industry."
Well, maybe.
Partner with Rockstar.
Or maybe Rockstar is just like, hey, man, don't do that again.
Yeah. Got enough going on with the GTA 6 stuff without you adding.
We're trying to get this game developed. We got to keep stopping because all these little hazards and roadblocks.
Anyway, there you go. Sorry to disappoint you guys. I was a bit disappointed too. It's just a TV show. Nothing to do with gaming.
Nah.
All right, go ahead. Got PS5 is outpacing PS4 and PS3 sales. Oh my God, can you believe it? The PS5 is outselling PS3?
Hey, man. Once you finally get them in stock, I see why. All those people have been fiending for it. Oh, God. When is this PS5 going to be available? I really want one. And they finally opened the floodgates.
Yeah. Oh, this is in Japan specifically, which I guess is their main market. Is that why it's significant?
Yeah.
If it's selling well in Japan, then it's selling well.
Well, you would think so. But it seems like it always does better overseas than it does in Japan. Well, as far as PlayStation anyway.
Okay.
Because Nintendo is usually the dominant force in Japan.
Okay.
But this article doesn't mention anything about the Switch, but the PS5 has also been outpacing the Nintendo Switch as well, which is pretty good because the Switch has been holding the #1 title since it came out.
7 years ago, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. And that just goes to show you how formidable and in demand the Switch is.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy how like loyal Japanese are to Nintendo.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Japanese company, but so is Sony.
yeah,
And the hardest console to sell in Japan is Microsoft, the Xbox, which is an American company.
this is the
So
way.
I don't know if that's just their preference because of the consoles, or if it's their loyalty to like let's support Japanese companies. What do you think it is? Or do you think they don't care about that?
I think as far as the market, maybe Nintendo just caters more to what they
style of
prefer.
games that they like.
Because Nintendo actually has, I think, way more RPGs on its system than PlayStation does.
Okay.
Then it's got all those family games, and there's a lot of games that I feel like the Japanese just love more on the Switch. Plus, it's portable. I mean, there's all those other things.
Yeah, they
It's
spend a lot of
cheaper.
time on trains and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. So,
At least that's what the commercials show.
but yeah, it's worth noting that the PS5 has only been outpacing the Switch since 2023 started. So, as of December last year, the Switch was still outselling the PS5. But once they announced that, hey, the PS5s are in stock,
And they were.
yeah, all of that ended quick. And it's been
So they could have been outselling the Nintendo Switch for a while if they just had enough on the shelves.
Probably,
Because
yeah.
the demand was there. Demand
Yeah.
was definitely there. That's why the scalpers were able to do what they did. That's why they did it, because they knew there was a demand for it.
yeah, and scalpers were out there causing all that emotional damage.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy time.
Yeah.
Glad I never played above retail, unless it was like a bundle. Never paid above retail for a PS5.
I did. like $400 extra.
Dang. But yours was a bundle too, right? It wasn't
Yeah,
worth that
yeah.
much, but it was a bundle.
Yeah, it came with an extra controller and a whole year of PlayStation Plus, which then ended up becoming worthless because then they changed PlayStation
Oh yeah,
Plus.
yeah. That was wrong.
I was so bad. Like yeah.
Yeah,
but-
because I stacked them. Like whenever I would see
I did too.
Whenever I see a deal, like it would be like 1 year for $40. I'm like, oh cool. I grab it and add it so I could stack the
Yeah,
memberships.
I can't stack premium.
You can't.
Premium too expensive to
Oh,
stack.
I'm saying, but would they allow it?
Oh no, they do. They
Okay.
do now, but I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
You-
$120.
Yeah, you're not just gonna be stacking that. That's too much
120,
money.
240, 480. All right. Let's go ahead into our next topic.
Oh, okay.
We haven't had one of these in a while. It seemed like every week we had like, this game is becoming a movie. This movie is becoming a game.
Yeah.
I haven't had one for a while. But here we go. Got another one. Dead by Daylight, which ironically, this game was inspired by horror movies, and now it's about to become a horror movie. So
Incredible.
it's a game inspired by movie, which is being made into a movie inspired by the game. But basically, have you played Dead by Daylight?
No.
So I think it's kind of like the Friday the 13th game.
Yeah.
You play as Jason.
But it's more so it's kind of like horror game, like the horror game All Stars, because
Right.
they bring in so many different horror
Exactly.
icons.
Right. So
Yeah.
like, which one are they going to make a movie about?
Yeah.
But
Or are
it
they
started
gonna
off.
make a movie about all of them in the same movie? Because that would be interesting.
Oh, like an Avengers of horror,
yeah.
of serial killers.
Or they get like the cheapest ones that they could afford to put in there.
But yeah, the gameplay is basically, it's online. You play as, let's say, like a group of 5. And You're
Yeah.
supposed to try to survive until daylight. And there's some monster coming after you. I
Yeah.
don't know if the monster is a NPC or if it's played by somebody.
No, it's played by a player.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's one guy who's probably like super powerful, and then there's a bunch of players, and you try to survive to the end.
Yep.
And yeah, that's the theme. It's kind of like when you're watching a movie and you're like, why would he go outside?
Yeah.
Lock the door and just see if I was there. Well, okay, now you get to see
Yeah.
if you were there, would you actually survive? You know.
How do you survive this round by daylight?
And I think they had their own made up horror characters. And then later on with the DLC, they started having
Yeah, they started getting a whole bunch of
the more well-known
guest
maybe.
appearances.
I don't know who, maybe Freddy Krueger, Jason,
all of them.
Michael Myers.
All of them have been in there. They've
Okay.
even had like crossovers with like Silent Hill.
Okay. Even other video game
Yeah.
clickers. You know,
I don't know. I don't know if they ever had a Last of Us crossover. I don't
Speaking
think
of
they
The
did.
Last of Us,
Oh man. It was so sudden.
no, it's not gonna be that abrupt. Let's wrap this one up. Anyway, this is being made into a movie. I'm not sure how that's gonna go because, like we were just discussing, this is inspired by horror movies, and they
Yeah.
made it into a game, and now it's being made into a movie. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Speaking of The Last of Us, Here's the Naughty Dog job listing. So do you see it says Associate Multiplayer Quality Assurance Tester. Go ahead, scroll down a little bit. That's the job that they're looking for. Go to like qualifications, requirements, and skills. That last bullet point, working knowledge of PS4 and PS5 systems. So basically from this job listings, we get that they're working on a multiplayer game. We already know, of course, that this is the Last of Us multiplayer that was supposed to come out for The Last of Us 2 and never came out. They delayed it. They announced it's coming out as its own game, whatever it's going to be called, maybe Factions or maybe just The Last of Us Online. But I assumed it would be for the PlayStation 5. It seems like it's going to be cross-platform, which I guess sounds like good news for anyone who has a PS4. I was kind of hoping it would just focus on the PS5 so that it could run at, maybe 120 frames per second or something. I mean, not with the online game, but
it's possible.
I was just hoping they would spec it out a little bit more. Now that it's being developed for the PS4, and that means they have to kind of water it down a little bit. So to me, this is not good news. I would rather if it was just on the PS5 exclusively. But I don't know. Maybe after a year or 2 years with the updates, if it's like a live service type of game, then eventually it'll have its own PS5 version where they take full advantage of the capabilities of the PS5. But until then, I guess we're going to have some watered down version that can work on both the 5 and the 4.
Yeah, and this has been a big thing for a lot of current gen owners like ourselves. But there's been discourse online where they're like, once this was revealed on Twitter, a lot of people are like, oh man, seriously? Like, when are we going to move on from the PS4? Like, it's kind of like how the same discussion with the Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X, and how some certain developers are like, well, the S is kind of holding us back. It's kind of like, bottlenecking us as far as the potential with the game.
Microsoft makes it so any developer that makes a game for the Xbox Series X, it has to also run on the Series S. So they can't just say, well, we'll just make the X version for their more powerful console. Like, they have to make a version if it's coming out on Xbox, which I'm surprised it hasn't backfired, where a developer would just say, okay, well, we don't want to make it for the Series S, so we're just not going to make it on Xbox. It'll be on PlayStation.
Yeah. Which is weird, because you would think, especially now with the PS5 and how many they've sold a ridiculous number of them. I think it's over like 12 million now. That you would assume that now there's enough of them out there to where they don't really feel like they need to make two console generations of the same game. Yeah. And they're like, okay, now we can just focus on next gen.
Maybe like the major releases like Madden, NBA 2K, Call of Duty, like you could have like a last gen version of that, because those are like really big games. But like, The Last of Us Online doesn't need a or what, just any other game that's a sequel to a franchise.
All the first party games now should be
PS5,
like, next gen only. Because it's like, when are we truly gonna see a lot or like a roster of games on PlayStation 5 that are only PlayStation 5?
Yeah, because like God of War Ragnarok, that was on PS4.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of them besides like Returnal. Besides Returnal, I'm trying to think of any other first party games that came out for PlayStation that was just PlayStation 5.
I can't think of one.
Yeah.
I assumed that they're only making it I made that mistake when I went to buy God of War Ragnarok. I walked into the store and I saw Ragnarok and I just grabbed it, assuming, this is the PS5 copy. Yeah. And then I get home and I open it up and it's like 2 discs. And I'm like, I didn't know it was 2 discs. And then I look and it says PS4. The PS5 is only on 1 disc. But yeah, then I had to go return it, get the PS5 version, and
that's why I'm excited for Final Fantasy 16, because it's PS5 only. There is no PS4 version.
What about Resident Evil?
That's on PlayStation 4.
Okay.
Which is crazy, because when it was announced, they were like, oh yeah, PS5 and Xbox Series X only. And then later on during another conference, they were like, well, we've decided we're also going to bring it to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And I was like, come on, man. But at the same time, you know, you don't like to hear that, but for your friends that can't afford a PS5 right now,
Or you know
they
what
still
I
get
think-
to enjoy the game. So,
Mostly, I think it's kids who their parents bought them a PS4.
oh yeah, yeah.
And they're like, nothing's wrong with your PS4. You just keep playing that. And they're not going to get them a new PS5 anytime soon. So they're stuck with whatever they have. And they don't have the option of, well, I'm just going to go out and get a PS5. They have to wait on whenever their parents decide to get them one.
Yeah.
So
There's
for
got to be some kind of market data that they look at as far as like, you know, how many active PlayStation 4s are still being
Right.
used and how many, you know, compared to PS5s. They probably factor that in or like, well, I mean, there's still enough of them being played. To
But hopefully, if they are looking at that data, they're looking also how many PS4s are playing games, not how many PS4s are on, but watching Netflix. Because I
Yeah.
think a lot of those old PS4s turn into like streaming machines.
yeah.
You know, so people might still use them to boot up, you know, YouTube or Netflix and Hulu and all these other apps.
Hopefully it can also differentiate when a PlayStation 5 is playing a PlayStation 4 game.
Yeah.
Like, you know, instead of just going, hey, this PlayStation 4 games are being played a lot.
Oh yeah, looks like there's a lot of demand for that.
Yeah. But yeah. So as far as the Last of Us online multiplayer project, we're assuming based off of this job posting that they're gonna possibly be making it for PlayStation 4 as well as PlayStation 5. So we don't know officially until Naughty Dog announces it, but we just noticed that and we wanted to point it out to you guys for those of you that are interested in whatever Naughty Dog is cooking up next.
Also, notice it says temporary assignment.
Yeah,
I wonder what that means.
it means it's a temp job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't expect to come work for us full time. We just need you for this and then you go.
And you're out the door. Help us get this multiplayer up and running. Then you out. All right, that's all for our show tonight. I was kind of hoping when I saw the Naughty Dog and the multiplayer, I was hoping like they made an announcement or something. But
Yeah.
that's all we got for now. Can't wait for that day when they make that announcement. Hopefully E3 or the showcase, the PlayStation showcase.
Yeah, I don't think they would announce it at E3.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be at E3.
Yeah, they already confirmed they weren't.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for joining. Go ahead and hit the like button before you exit.
Yeah, hit that like button, man. Smash that like button. Hit that notification bell so you know when we drop. So I ain't gotta keep texting y'all. And that's for the people that are close to me. If I don't know you, I'm not texting you. But yeah, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're just jumping into our video, either from a short that we posted or from TikTok or whatever, feel free to subscribe, man. We drop videos every Saturday. Well, we go live every Saturday.
Yeah.
And we'd love to have you come watch our content, and we'll try to keep you informed as much as possible.
Very well put. I don't have anything to add to that.
Hey, I practiced that. I wrote that. No, I didn't.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Same time, same channel.
Yeah.
Peace.